What's going on, everybody? It's Saul from Saul's Upholstery, and in today's video we're going to do an up-close comparison of what we put out in the store and this JB Seats. Take a look. For starters, I didn't buy this seat. A customer of mine reached out and said, I purchased from you before, however I went to JB Seats because at the time you weren't selling Ariel or Grizzly Seats. Due to this not being super comfy, she wanted me to redo it. It's totally fine with me. I have no problem with that. We wanted to take a look at what exactly goes inside this seat to give the customers a better idea, maybe make a more educated purchase. You guys be the judge. This is a vinyl seat. On the top, it's a layer that goes over the bigger part of the seat. We took off the staples. It's a solid piece of wood. As long as it's not pressed wood, this is quite nice. These are what looks to be galvanized machine screws, about the same length of screws that we use. My issue with these screws is that with just a small amount of pressure, they're gonna start popping from the bottom all the way up into the wood. Additionally, when they're not affixed to the wood, they're gonna start spinning. If you reattach your seat and you start putting in the hex nut, compared to ours, it's attached using a galvanized T-nut, galvanized machine screws. As long as you're gentle with it, this will last you a long time. Another thing to take a note of, there's nothing protecting this foam from falling through the hole made. If you put a little pressure from the top through the bottom, it's always gonna peer through, especially in the spot in which you sit. Compared to ours, we made the decision to incorporate a wood panel to prevent any bottoming out whenever you sit either on the front or the middle of it. We tried to use as much space as possible. This seems to be a good amount of cutout for the controller. Looks to be about 3/4 inches of wood. These staples will rust. We use waterproof staples. We use that whenever we put that marine vinyl onto a seat for a boat or a bar stool. In terms of aesthetics, you don't want your seat to have is rust all along the bottom just because you splashed in some water. Pretty good job there. In terms of the material, a rather thinner piece of vinyl, a bit on the stretchy side. However, we use industrial marine vinyl. It seems to be using a ruler for the diamonds. Not a bad job at all. These strings up here in the front, something that you'd find maybe at the thread of a t-shirt when you just buy it and you just yank it off. We use nylon string, a lot stronger, a lot more durable. Cotton tends to really degrade not too long after. We have a few layers of foam. On top, I think it simulates gel. It doesn't really take that much pressure for this to be squished down. I'm not sure where this was found, but I'd say that this is minimal padding at best. This customer really didn't have it for too long before she said, no mas, and turned it over to Saul's Upholstery. It's fine for the money that this customer spent. I don't think we've ever used anything like this. This yellow foam, something that we'd use on a cushion, maybe by a windowsill, a window cushion. I'm not sure if on such small surface area, so this probably doesn't exceed 8 inches. I'd say above 150 pounds, this will end up sinking in. This is just me putting in a little hand pressure. So this foam here on the bottom is something that we've honestly used about 2 years ago when we just started doing e-bikes. This is the pressed wood of foam. It's taking a lot of the scraps and melded together, and they make it into another piece of foam. It works best when you're using it on a wide surface area, such as a medical table or a physical therapy table or a massage table. But we found soon after, when you use this on a small surface area, such as an e-bike, you tend to feel the frame after a while. Making a real, genuine effort here, but it doesn't take much, especially if you're sitting on the middle of the seat like this. So most people don't use up the whole back half of it. So it's either the very back half, the middle half, or if you're really riding up cramped, I guess you use the front half, but most people don't. One thing that I'm not a fan of, there's no taper to the front. And that's something that I'm very proud that we're the first to have ever done. All the other e-bike manufacturers, and even we did this in the beginning, we really just cut it out all the way around, very uniform. It almost resembles a cake. I have an Onyx. However, if you have an Ariel or Grizzly, or if you have an X-Class or something like that, most people end up pedaling. However, when it comes to ergonomics, I wouldn't say that this is the best shape for it. This seat is perfect. If you're looking to save a little money when it comes to modifying your bike, this seat is perfect. If it's a gift, I think it's done with good intentions. I think the foam that they're using is a little bit on the inexpensive side, and that's fine. Not everybody wants to spend the kind of money that it takes for our seats. There's a lot of hard work that goes into something like this. I think it'll suit a lot of people very well. We're unveiling the newest member of our e-bike seat family. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the Ariel Grizzly. Diamonds on the top. This is full grain leather. In the back, we have the Ariel Rider logo. We have embroidery machines at the store. We do it on site. We don't send it out anywhere. I found out from corporate that the longer and the more space we have on the bottom, the less risk you're gonna run with letting your controller overheat. For those of you that are worried about your warranty, I think that's great news. It's been a long time coming for this seat, but whether you have an X-Class, an X52, this one's gonna fit perfectly. We're ready to take orders starting today. Get merchandise like the one I'm wearing at the link below. If you have any questions, reach out, guys. Ride safe, wear a helmet, and we'll talk soon. Later.